Hello, Papercut here for another replay review. We're watching Sigatang in their Low Elo Legends tournament game. They left the message on one of my videos stating they wanted me to look at this. They felt like they didn't really know what to do against the Rus. It didn't really have what they felt like a solid game plan. So we want to look at this video and see what did they try to do, what could they do better, and talk about the possibilities. Getting right into it, I would not go second scout against Rus. I have debated this a lot with myself. I find that going second scout rarely actually helps me kill more deer. It actually causes me to mess up my build order a lot because I'm now microing the second scout, unless that's something you do a lot. And as Ottoman, you in military school, you can't send your spear because the Ottoman do not go out in gold. So it's hard to like pressure your spear early. So use that first spearman to kill the closest deer pack. Send your scout out, do your normal gather, and then when they come back and drop off the deer, then start killing the deer that are potentially like over here, and have your first spearman come out and kill like these deer, or if there's deer back here. Reason being is because the spearmen actually kill the deer in one hit, and if a scout shows up, you could just attack the scout with your spearman. That's my first hint. This will also help you get to your feudal age faster, which is, in my opinion, more important than doing the second scout. So as we're getting through this opening phase, which I don't think there's going to be much for me to comment on, I do want to talk about the matchup with the Rus. The Rus are one of the best civs in the game. And you notice right here, look, since you're so busy with your second scout, messing around with that, you miss queuing up a villager, and you can have two villagers queued up. You're now potentially a half to a full villager behind the Rus because of this. Back to what I was saying. Your match with the Rus is kind of a tough one. Because they have knights and feudal, they can go second TC pretty easily. They have a lot of gathering bonuses from their bounty. And so, in my opinion, you kind of have two options here as the Ottoman. Your first option is to go hard feudal attack, and your goal isn't necessarily to kill the Rus. It is to do enough damage that when you hit castle, you are then finishing them. And that's if they go 2 TC. The other option is to do what's kind of the popular fast imp build. You go see Ozzy Drongo's channel, for example, of the fast imp. And that's really good, but it's a lot harder to pull off. It's a lot more macro focused, which can be tough for people. But I'm going to see what you try to do. I'm a fan of just going hard into feudal, especially on Dry Arabia. It's so wide open. You have a lot of opportunities, and we're going to talk about how you do that. But the first thing is that it's really, really important when the Rus hit feudal that you have scouted around their base because you need to know where their resources are. The bonus you have is that as Ottomans, you should be able to get out units faster than the Rus player does, and so your advantage is early. See, look how your attention is split. You have your scout here, hasn't dropped off his sheep. This one's coming back. And then you've kind of messed up your macro into feudal, because once again, you're going to be house block. You don't have anywhere near the wood to go up. Here's what you should have done, in my opinion. Age up with 4. Keep 4 on sheep. The second you start aging up, take these 3 off gold and onto wood. This 130 gold you're not using. Because you don't need gold to buy any units, and the gold will be for upgrades. You don't need upgrades right now. You actually need to get as much wood as possible early on to start up your production. So these 3 should have been pulled off gold and onto wood, and then you just rely onto wood. That would have allowed you, this 130 could have been 130 wood, which would have given you a house, and then you could have built a mining camp, and you could have started gathering your stone for the rest of your military schools, and you could have sent those 3 then over to the stone to do that. Instead, you're now losing more villagers, so you're now probably 1.5 to 2 villagers behind, potentially even 3 villagers behind. These guys are going to go gather stone when they're not even ready to gather stone yet. And now they're going to waste time. And this is really harsh, right? But this is the sort of stuff that really matters. And that pays off over time. Like 3 villagers over time gather a lot of resources. Once you hit feudal, you then put the 4 on berries. And you can then pull like 2 or 3. You don't need 9 on food to start. I think you're going to end up having way too much food. Instead, you need like 4 or 5 on food. Like on berries will do fine early on. And get them all on wood, because you need to get your military schools, a blacksmith, and more production. and you don't have time to kind of sit on here. Like, you need to be dropping production right when you hit feudal, and you're not even close to that yet. If you're going to get gold at all, you should get gold for double broadaxe, because you need a lot of wood. So then you come down to here, and you see 1 second TC, and here's the thing you could use your spearmen for. Right now, your spearmen are chilling here. When scouting, if you see that they're going hard second TC with no knights, you send these spearmen over immediately. These spearmen here are not doing anything right now, but what they could be doing is they could be right here and pressuring the second TC drop. You're not going to stop him from dropping a second TC, but you can stop him putting it in a good spot, because I'm guessing he's either going to put it here on this deer, he's going to put it on this boar, or maybe they'll run it back and put it on the deer pack back here. Your spearmen can stop them from taking an ideal TC spot and force them into a crappier TC spot. Right now, they're not doing anything, but the second you saw him go on, you had your scout here, the second you saw him hit feudal and go onto stone, you're sending your spearman forward, and now he wouldn't be able to get a prime TC spot. Okay, so you've scouted around his base, and since he's going second TC, here's what you have to realize. You guys are now each on a timer. His goal is that he has to let his second TC pay off to beat you. You have to use your unit advantage to beat him or do enough damage before his second TC pays off, because the resources he's putting into a second TC and more villagers, you're putting into units, and you're getting free units. So this is your prime time. You need to either you need to destroy his second TC or kill a lot of villagers before his second TC pays off, which will then allow you to go into castle at advantage and then beat him in castle. See, these spearmen here aren't doing anything. You need, unless you scout stables and you see a knight crossing the plains, your spearmen should be up here, because you look at this. I don't even think this is protected by the. Let's look at the range of this. It's not showing me the range. My heater just kicked in. I'm sorry. You're gonna get some ASMR heater on the background here. I can't tell the range of this, but I don't think it protects it. And here's what he does, right? He calls his militia, and you run away. But that's okay. That means he's wasted 55 food on militia. Then you just run away. So either you force him into a bad TC spot, or you force him to waste food. Either way, you win on that. But now here's where your play comes in. He's gonna get these deer now. You can pressure him off it. But what you can't allow, what you absolutely can't allow, he can't get to this boar, and he can't get to this extra food resources. You need to. Your goal is to starve him of food. You will have the units to do so. You should have like 3 or 4 Sipahi that just sit here and keep them from building walls, keep them from getting onto this food. You could even have 2 Sipahi early on, and then you just rally units here, and you rally units until you have a force big enough to go kill this TC. You don't even really need a ram. If you get enough Sipahi can take down a TC. What your build should be, you should be doing Spearman Sipahi. Reason being, he's going to go Knights, Archers. Your archers actually won't do much against his knights unless you get a huge amount of them. Instead, it's almost better just to go mass spear, mass Sipahi, because he has to react to you. If you fight, you run your Sipahi at his archers, he has to send in his knights to protect his archers, and your spearmen cut him up at that point. If you make spearmen, then you go archers. But archers, if you go archers, I don't think it's going to do much for you. What you should do, so you're going to go poke at this. It's not really worth it. You should just have your Sipahi here on a patrol and have 2 or 3 of them right here. Actually, there's 2 knights here? No way. Wow, you kill a knight and a scout and only lose a free spear? That's wild. Okay. At this point, if you keep the pressure up enough, he should not be... If he raids you, you should keep, like, these 3 spearmen should now stay back just to protect any units that go out on these resources. But now you're free to go out on these. They disappear when I do this, my dumb map thing. But you're free to go on these deer now when you need to. Oh, you're running heavy into archers. I don't think this is going to work out for you. If these were 2 barracks instead, if you had, like, 3 barracks, 2 stables, and the military school is also in Sipahi, and you're just making those, I think you'd be good to go. You should have no more than 3 on gold. You only need to be on gold to get the upgrades. Maybe 4 on gold. But after this point, you're just flipping back and forth between wood and food. You're going to need a lot of food to do Sipahi. So in my version, you don't do archers until you need to, which means you do a lot more on food. But if you do archers, you need more on wood. Let's see how you play this. So right now you're just gathering forces here, and your goal is to push him off this. You lose your Sipahi right here, which sucks. So you send 3 Sipahi over, which is the right move. Now you're just building up. He's going to send knights. So far you see 4 knights and an archer. Sorry, excuse me. You're over here. See, he's building... No. No, you missed the wall. You can't let him build this wall. But you see, he's already on this food resource right here, right? Beautiful. This is awesome. 2 villagers. 3 villagers. Unfortunately, you really needed to catch him and stop this wall from going up. So you went Meter drums. Here's actually one suggestion. You really want the movement speed. I get it, and it's helpful for archers. I honestly think field work would have been just as good. Here's why. If you're going to push this town center, this makes your imams do group heal. When you push the town center, having those imams there to heal is actually really good. And of course, they can get sniped, and that sucks. But then all your imams from then on out do group healing, which is really powerful in Castle and Imperial. So look, you see how he chased you with these knights? That's all his knights, I bet. Let's see. That's all his knights. That's basically all his knights. At that point, oh, you did. So when he's chasing you, you push. You could have just attacked this TC right here, I think. Actually, honestly, you could have just started burning down this TC. You might not have killed it, but it would have cost resources. Nah. That was the right move, though. Okay, here's the thing. No, you gotta say the Sipahi. That sucks. You need to run the Sipahi basically back here. And here's what you can't do. You cannot follow him. Your army is too slow and immobile. You can't catch these knights anyway. You keep rallying here. Where do you have units out? You should basically rally 4 spearmen here. And what you need to do is just rally all your units to right here and catch them when they run in, but you do not bring these units back. That's exactly what he wants you to do. Can't do that. No. Actually, would have been the better move here is rotate these units into the eco down here and keep them off of that. And you let your reinforcements fight this. One, all your reinforcements that are coming in needed to go here or here and catch them. This chasing is a waste of time. Look at this. So you've done... the purpose of this raid was to pull you away and buy him time. And he is now getting time. Because look at this. You were keeping him off the gold. He actually wasn't protecting his gold here. Oh, the heater went off. So he wasn't getting enough gold to go to castle. He just started getting enough food, but he couldn't make more knights. You look what this raid gave him. This raid allowed him to finish this wall, get on gold, and build up more units. Because right now you have 29 units, and he has 17. So you do not overreact to raids, especially when you're chasing with units that can't catch these knights. You gotta realize when you bring your units back, but he's been gathering food this whole time. You honestly could have... The second he sent his knights away, you could have walked into his wood line and you would have taken damage, but you could have killed... You could villagers, you could have sent your Sipahi back here and attacked his resources. You had to use that chance, because 6 knights is a lot that he wasted on that raid. And yes, he loses them eventually, but the time he bought was valuable. Very valuable. And now you're making rams, but now you're too far behind, because he was able to get all this food. And here's the thing. He's getting all this food back here. That's what's keeping him alive. All that food was this right here. He vacuumed up those deer. It sucks. If you had kept him off these deer back here, he's dead. Never enter with 1 ram. You need 3. 3 rams. And the second you see this, you should know I don't have the forces to fight this. It's not enough. Like, you're kind of stuck on this, right? But look at this, 20... 22. Like, honestly, at that point, once you see that you're behind, you bring your forces back and you try to go castle as soon as possible. But he's already going castle here. You're dead here. Yeah, it's going castle. So at this point, you have to yourself fall back and put all your units on food and gold to go castle yourself, and then you need to survive and go 2 TC. And let your free units, and defend with your free units. Because at this point, you're dead. He's going to age up and kill you, I think. Here's the thing, he could afford going castle and still have the same amount of units as you, which just tells you that he got all that food from the deer pack back there saved his life. And now he's making spears. Then he'll start making men-at-arms, and then you're in big trouble. You need like 20, you need to get the castle ASAP. You need to sit right here to just protect this. And you need to go men-at-arms. You need to go crossbows. Just a bunch of crossbows. Crossbows and spearmen, I would probably say. Crossbows and spearmen's your best bet. Good little raid here. More of those. She had 6136, 8930. Really need to get these relics. A second TC here would be really good. A second TC here would be really good. And then what you need to do, your Sipahi need to become just raiders now. So these, like, he has too many spears. These Sipahi, you just break them off, go down here, and you raid. Like, there's this opening right here. You literally just run in and you raid back here. Or you raid, like, you seize on the gold, you raid this gold. Your Sipahi need to become raiders, because now you need to buy time, right? Like how he bought time with his knights, now you need to buy time. So when you're behind, you gotta send your Sipahi and go do that, and then you pull your other units back here, and you just defend. Because what you're also about to hit, you're about to run out of food. So when you hit castle, you need to start making a farm transition, because you're running out of food on the map. And so you gotta start building farms. You have these berries left, so you start building farms over time, finish off those berries. Get more on... Oh, you did go second TC. Nice. Yeah, this is really important, the second TC here. You're not dead, but you basically are now behind, and you have to work your way back into the game. Raid with more Sipahi. All your Sipahi should be raiders now. Good, you're in farms. Just put down, like... Why'd you attack? Yes, Janissaries actually. Yeah, your actual best bet here would be to go crossbows, Janissaries, and spearmen. Yep. But here's the thing, that attack killed you. You had no right to attack at that point. One, you should have scouted to see what he had, but you basically walked into killing your military. If you had just sat back and let your free units build up and bought and made more units, you would have been fine, actually. Also, you need to start wall up. You notice how he can just run knights in and just start killing units. You need to start walling up. This is why I say you need to send all your Sipahi, because 8 Sipahi on this wall. You can actually kill the villager through the wall, by the way, with Sipahi if they're repairing it. I'm pretty sure. So like here, never just have groups of units standing here without a scout, because if he walks up 3 mangonels, he could kill all your units before you even realize. But you need to start walling up. So look at this. We got 76, 66. 117, 63. So now he has so many villagers, he's going to outpace your free units. 3 mangonels, boom. You saw him have a mangonel earlier, so you needed to get Springle out immediately. Which you have no siege workshop. And now it's just a slow death. got him in this nice gap here. That's really good. Oh, wow. That's really done by him. But now he's just going to flood units. Yep. All right. So overall, I talked about the plan at the start. You kind of have the either go hard in feudal or do like a fast castle, fast imp. You did feudal, and the biggest thing is once you scout, you mark the resources and you stop them from getting those resources. That's why a lot of Sipahi are helpful, because you can rotate and attack those resources. If he sends like spearmen or stuff to stop you, a lot of Sipahi will beat those spearmen. Or you just rotate your military over there and stop him. Because him getting that deer pack and walling up won him that game. Because then he got safe, he could get castle, he stopped losing villagers because he had 1 point of defense, and then he pushed you back. You actually still had a chance, though. Going second TC and getting castle yourself was nice. You threw your army away, though. You needed to keep your army until you had transitioned to a better composition of like Janissaries, crossbows with spearmen. You needed to have a Sipahi force that was just for raiding and continuously attacking him. Because he had open spots to raid. If you attacked with like 8 Sipahi, 10 Sipahi, you could have got a lot of villager kills. And that would have bought you time too. But yeah, the aggression that is based on if they go second TC, you start from with resources. That is your plan. You need to execute that. And then my last point would be your comp. Make sure your comp is good for what you're fighting. Spearman, Sipahi should have been what you done until he went spears, then you go archers. But only to match his spearmen, right? A lot of archers won't get you very far against the Knight base civ. But you still almost had it. You played a good game. In the opening I talked about, make sure I would not go 2 scouts. I would just focus on getting up to feudal quickly and normally, and getting up your production, because you letting him get an extra deer pack or 2 is not going to be the difference between you winning or losing. It's going to be you having a clean opening into a strong push in feudal. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I would love to do it. Message me. We could work something out. I've had a lot of really positive feedback and results from direct coaching. But once again, hope this review helped you, and good luck on your future games. Keep going, man. Keep grinding.